How would you feel if your best friend betrayed you? It was a warm, bustling morning Sunday in Jerusalem. The air was alive with whispers.
He's coming, the one they call Jesus.
Children darted between the crowds, their laughter ringing like bells. Women clutched palm branches, and men spread cloaks on the dusty road. As Jesus approached, riding humbly on a donkey, the crowd erupted.
Hosanna! Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord.
Joyful voices filled the air, and palm branches danced like green waves under the sun. But beneath the cheers, Jesus' eyes were gentle, thoughtful. He saw beyond the celebration. He saw the days ahead, the shadows gathering. That evening, in an upper room, Jesus and his 12 disciples gathered for the Passover meal. The flicker of oil lamps cast golden light across their faces. The air was filled with the scent of bread and wine, but beneath the warmth, a tension stirred. As they ate, Jesus quietly spoke.
One of you will betray me.
A heavy silence fell. Eyes darted across the table, hands paused mid-reach.
Surely not I, Lord.
Each man asked, his voice tight with disbelief. Jesus took the bread, broke it, and said softly,
This is my body broken for you.
He lifted the cup.
This is my blood of the covenant poured out for many.
Peter leaned close, his voice fierce with loyalty.
Even if all fall away, I will never disown you.
Jesus' eyes met his, tender and knowing.
Peter, before the rooster crows tonight, you will deny me 3 times.
Peter shook his head, heart pounding.
No, Lord, I would die with you.
Later, under the silver moonlight, they went to the Garden of Gethsemane. The olive trees stood like silent witnesses.
Stay here and keep watch with me,
Jesus asked. He walked a little farther, his steps slow, the weight of the world pressing on him. Alone, Jesus fell to the ground, his voice trembling.
Abba, Father, everything is possible for you. Take this cup from me, yet not what I will, but what you will.
Tears mixed with the dirt beneath him. His heart wrestled in agony between the fear of suffering and his love for the world. This was the silent battlefield, where no soldier marched, but a king laid down his will. Suddenly, the hush was broken. Torchlight flickered through the trees. Judas appeared, leading soldiers.
Rabbi!
Judas said softly and kissed Jesus on the cheek. The disciples scrambled in fear. Swords clashed, feet pounded, and in the chaos, Jesus was bound and led away. Inside the high priest's courtyard, Peter hovered near the fire, his face lit by dancing flames. His heart hammered in his chest. A servant girl's voice pierced the night.
You were with Jesus, weren't you?
Peter's throat tightened.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Moments later, another voice.
Aren't you one of his followers?
Peter's hands shook.
No, I am not.
A third voice, insistent.
Surely you are. I saw you with him.
Peter's breath quickened, his chest burned.
I swear I don't know the man.
At that moment, the rooster's cry split the air. Peter's eyes widened. The words of Jesus rushed back like a flood. His knees buckled, hands covering his face, as hot tears streamed down.
What have I done?
He whispered, broken. Meanwhile, Jesus stood before the high priest, his face bruised, his robe torn.
Are you the Messiah, the Son of the Blessed One?
The priest demanded. Jesus' voice was calm, steady.
I am.
The room erupted in fury. They spat on him, struck him, condemned him to death. Dawn crept over Jerusalem as Jesus was taken to Pilate, the Roman governor. The crowds gathered, their voices a storm. Crucify him! Crucify him! Pilate hesitated, troubled. He could see no fault in this man, but fear gripped him, the fear of rebellion, of losing control. He washed his hands before the people, a futile attempt to cleanse his conscience. He released Barabbas, a murderer, and handed Jesus over. They dressed Jesus in a purple robe, pressed a crown of thorns onto his head. Blood ran down his brow. The soldiers mocked.
"Hail, King of the Jews!"
One soldier, young and awkward, offered a weak smile as if to say, "I don't really mean this." It was a moment of awkward humanity amidst cruelty, a flicker of comic relief on a dark day. On a hill called Golgotha, Jesus was nailed to a cross between two thieves. The sky, once brilliant blue, darkened at noon. For 3 hours, the land held its breath. Jesus' voice broke through the gloom.
My God, why have you forsaken me?
Then he breathed his last. It is finished. The ground trembled. The curtain of the temple was torn in two. The centurion at the cross fell to his knees, eyes wide, whispering,
"Surely this man was the Son of God."
As evening fell, Jesus' body was placed in a tomb. A heavy stone sealed the entrance. The disciples scattered, their hopes buried with him. But dawn always follows darkness. On Sunday morning, the women approached the tomb, their arms full of spices, their hearts heavy with grief. But as they arrived, they froze. The stone rolled away. An angel, dazzling like lightning, smiled at them.
Why do you look for the living among the dead? He is not here. He has risen.
Joy burst into the morning like sunlight breaking through storm clouds. The women ran, laughter and tears mingling, their voices lifting with the wind. The Easter story is not just a tale of death, but of undying hope. It reminds us, even in betrayal, in fear, in the darkest of nights, love endures. Even when we fail, like Peter, there is grace. Even when all seems lost, like that silent tomb, there is resurrection. Because the heart of Easter whispers to us all, no matter how dark the night, the dawn is coming. Hold on to hope.
Thank you for joining us on this journey of faith. If you believe these Bible stories can touch hearts, please leave a kind comment, and share this video with your loved ones. Don't forget to subscribe to Bible Adventures, where we bring God's Word to life through epic, heartfelt animations for kids and families alike. May you and your family always walk in God's blessings and peace.